so much for tuning in wherever you are, whenever you are tuning in. I appreciate that. So many new people coming to the channel, obviously. And, I just want to take some time to appreciate everyone who is new and everyone who has, been here and been watching for however long. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely, definitely. And I always want to, do my due diligence in telling you how grateful I am for such an amazing space and an amazing amount of people who just tune in to get a great message and to, reshape their thinking. That's what this channel is all about. I love ASMR for that reason. The fact that it's so simple, but can definitely help you transform your life in amazing ways. So, if you want to sound off and, just let me know. If you love the channel as well, you can do that. Leave me a comment. You can also just like the video and subscribe, which is so much gracious, to me. So, that's all I really need. So, I want to tell you a little bit about this reading before we get into it. Just looking, sorry, I had to look for my brush for a second. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, a little bit today with, some mic brushing. I feel like mic brushing will be like a pillar of content going into the next couple of weeks here. So much new content coming to you. So, if you go ahead and leave me a comment, I can also just know what type of things you like to see. Been hearing a lot of great things about the mic brushing. So let me know if you love it. But the first deck that we're going to start out with is the Gateway of a Light Activation Oracle. Just to see what portal, like I love all of these cards because it's a beautiful portal that is there that you are clearly activating, and we're always, going through different initiations or activations, and the more you clear things, the more things come to you. So you change your frequency and your code, and it is very, just helpful in that way. Because if you're looking for a life change, which I'm sure at any point we're humans after all, so we love change as much as we don't admit it, but these activations will be very important. So let's go ahead and get that first card, and then we'll see what angel numbers from this deck, what angel numbers are for you that you will be seeing along this activation to let you know that you're, continuously on that great path. And also, just the meaning behind those, and, just some great advice. This deck with the angel numbers has very, 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 very great advice for you, so, as well. So, let's go ahead and get that. And then, I did do a pre-shuffle of some tarot cards, so I'm not even sure what it fully encompasses, because I just set them to the side immediately. So when I get back to that part at the end, I will do the tarot, and then I'll start mic brushing again. So for the time that I'm shuffling and things, I won't be mic brushing. So let's go ahead and get your cards. Thank you so much for liking the video. Please continue to as you come in. I appreciate that. Let's get the portal that you're jumping into. So before we get started with this, let's thank the, source of ancient wisdom, of course, for revealing whatever we need to know and letting them know that we are here to listen. Thank you, Spirit, for sharing insights with me. Please give us a great card so that everyone can better is synchronicity, and God in is a play on coincidences, but I'm trying to say it. God incidences. Okay, great. And it's beautiful. If you can see that beautiful, beautiful sacred geometry there. Okay, as well as the memories of Atlantis. I feel like this had to come out, of course. I went to a gathering in Atlanta, which was like Atlantis is a whole thing. I can't even get into it because it's so magnificent right now. But I definitely like had to pull it because it came out as well. So this one is about spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. So we are the first spiritual technology, and our goals and our activations are so ancient within us. So it is definitely an amazing thing to be able to use that amazing energy that is within you, that original energy that everything is based off of. So you may look at your different phones and just the internet, computers, and just things of that nature. And nothing per se is wrong with that, but understanding that it is based off of you and your ancient technology, and reproducing that, it'll make you so much powerful because you're like, well, if that is based on me, what can I do, right? You think of technology is so great, but if technology is just based on you and like trying to recreate you and then sell it back to you as a profit, right? You think about that, it's like, wow, I must be an amazing creature, of course. So, we also, first card, we have the Divine Matrix, the card of interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences, right? Coincidences, but everything's God. So, this card is all about everything being connected. Everything that was, is, and ever will be is connected by an invisible board of energy, uniting everything, every living thing, from the past, present, and even future. This isn't a new idea. If every great mystic through the ages has understood that everything is one, and now scientists are beginning to prove evidence for it. The best way to describe the connection is a lattice or a grid. You can see this sacred geometry. That's why I love sacred geometry. Even if you look up the history of it, it'll be so powerful for you. Like, just understanding, like, having something like the flower of life around. Wow, so beautiful. Um, is the best way to describe the connection. Is a lattice or a grid, a defined matrix, where all points on this grid. So every meetup is like a point, 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 point. So many points, right? And we're all connected through it. So it links us to our ancestry and our loved ones, aspects of our past, present, and future, and also the ancient and divine wisdom held in the quantum field of the universe. So this card is showing that giant stargate. Remember, I told you on every card there is a stargate, but even on each one there's specific portals and stargates for you as well. So, this card is opening up to the universe, and a piece of the sacred geometry, the flower of life that I mentioned, is quite literally a two-dimensional image of the divine matrix, and the information held within it can help us begin to understand the inner and outer workings of this incredible universe. So if you spend your time with this image, you'll find multiple images with it, like within it, reminding us that nothing is happening by chance, and that everything, like even when we can't fully comprehend it, has a greater plan unfolding. So, with this card, to affirm here, your one thing that you can affirm, like a affirmation that we can affirm is like, I am connected to all beings, all intelligence, and all forms of light, past, present, and future. I am one with the one. So, as far as your message is letting you know that you are in alignment with the oneness of life and the universe, you are a part of something amazing and great, which, it means you're used to experiencing greatness itself. So, not one thing in your life has happened by chance, also, and even when you felt that things have process has always been unfolding to help you understand your connectedness to all things. So there is no need to feel insignificant ever or lonely ever. You couldn't be alone if you ever tried. And that's a good thing. So it's also important to remember that the universe is always working in your favor and also for your highest good. You may have felt lost, but know that nothing is ever lost. For we're all held at the heart of Source, and love is our connection to all things. So, I like that energy just to let you know like how high you're taking this next phase of your life. And you're not being scared of yourself, of anything else for that matter as well. The next one we have is the memories of Atlantis. I was gonna take one, but this one popped out, and it was like I feel like the energy from the trip I just took is still permeating throughout life. And it wasn't just a trip like for whatever. It was a very spiritual trip as well. A lot of spiritual people there, so it was that energy of spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. I haven't played with this deck enough, so I didn't even know that this card was in here or existed. But there we go, beautiful. So just looking at these and contemplating on the new portal that you're jumping through that is giving you everything that you desire. So let's get into Memories of Atlantis, which is about progress, technology, spiritual acceleration, and the legend had it that Atlantis was an advanced civilization, which also was some energy about Atlanta as well. But we also see that it says something about just thousands of years ago in the center of the Atlantic Ocean. So the people were highly evolved and had many, many, many spiritual gifts. They were telepathic, extremely psychic, and known for their ability to combine the laws of science and spirituality to develop technology and create heaven on earth. But somehow, somewhere along the way, many of them stop respecting the gifts and spiritual connection. Their disrespect for the earth and ocean caused a great cataclysm and brought the civilization to an end. So think about what their misstep was, and the misstep that I told you about. Basically you not trusting yourself as much as you maybe trust some technologies and things like that. So that could be a misstep that you are making in this world, or that it's just being made, or you're seeing, and maybe you haven't thought about how you can respect your own spiritual gifts at this time. How can you tap into them more, and things of that nature. So the Atlanteans, who continued to live with the spiritual integrity, had an awareness of what was to come, and were able to achieve full ascension and move beyond the physical realm to that of light. So they are now a congregation of evolved souls who, like angels and masters, work with those in the path of alignment, and they work with a lot of devotion and love just to anyone who's on this path to ascension, of course. So if this card is coming up for you, of course you have a strong energy, or just an energy that seems familiar with the Atlanteans. So it's a good chance that you are a former Atlantean who maybe you were the one who didn't honor your spiritual gifts and are being given the opportunity to avoid those same mistakes now, or even maybe you reincarnated as one of those light beings. I don't know why you would come back down here, so probably not, but just that energy is always fun to pop in and out of things, so don't get confused. But it's like the energy of helping more people from the circumstance that they sit within, because sometimes when you're non-physical, it's harder to help people who are physical, so you have sometimes incarnate into the physical to help them, and hopefully you remember your mission the whole time as well, right? So if not, either way, you are coming back into that ascension process, of course. And your message for this card is that you are being transported through a gateway to connect with ancient this card today, you're receiving blessings from the Atlantean Council of Light, who are dedicated to the evolution of the soul. You are becoming aware of your gifts, and this is an exciting time, but also a time when the energies of your ego can become loud and obnoxious. Know that this gateway is appearing to remind you to stay aligned with the highest good and rooted in the energies of devotion. Then there can be a great coming together of human and spiritual, and you can live in a more evolved way. So I definitely think that's the work of today. With technology, amping up, there's really not a way to slow it down, but there's definitely a way to, be smart, to live in harmony, and, just things of that divine nature, everything. I think it's perfect that both of those cards came at the same time because the interconnectedness of AI and or not just AI but technology, and like how now we are adding more facets of things that are like interwoven with us and interwoven with reality. It's like a lot to think about, really. So now that we got those two, let's go ahead and get your angel numbers, angel numbers, angel numbers. So at the bottom is 66. Revisit. Maybe you're revisiting the planet. Are you one of those Atlanteans? AT-aliens. Okay. So let's go ahead and see exactly what is happening right now. Some great advice for this ascension that you're going through. Okay, let's shuffle. Whatever card is perfect, Spirit. Whatever card is perfect, Spirit says, receive it. Let it be a great message for us. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay. So, we have the card 5-5. Crazy at the bottom most 6-6. And now you have 5-5. Letting you know that 5-5 is the number of change, right? The number of change, the number of shifts. And, I said something about that. As humans, we love change. We just don't always admit it. But definitely a great card for us about this shift. So, let's look up the number 5-5 and see exactly what does this mean, especially just on your ascension process when we think about, the interconnectedness of everything and how can this help you shift or, things of that nature. So this card is definitely reminding you, take a deep, fresh breath right now. Take a breath. Okay, this card is all about change, and big shifts are definitely on the horizon. So your angels are wanting you to embrace it, and change can definitely be a bit jarring at times, but it may not always be, easy, but it sure as heck won't be boring. So you can't always predict how these changes will turn out, but at the end of the day, it's about, you just staying flexible. Standing still will get you nowhere, right? Step forward with confidence. So whatever portal you feel is most divinely towards you, if you feel more connected to one than you do another, that's fine as well. But make sure you step through whatever portal is in front of you, right? And step forward with confidence. And this card here is symbolizing that the 55 is changes, new beginnings, major shifts happening. And it's also a motivation and renewed sense of focus. So you can definitely be versatile and enjoy the present moment. Like be versatile, be flexible, things of that nature. And also remember, breathe deeply. I think people don't realize like how breath can be so pivotal for manifestations. Whenever you're doing manifestations or just anything like that, any work where you're thinking mentally about whatever, right? Deep breathing symbolizes something to your body. So when you're using very short breaths and things of that nature, it symbolizes that you're not in the most relaxed state. Like there could be a flight or freeze moment happening. But when you're taking very deep belly breaths, it is a symbol to yourself that you are relaxed, and it's easier when you're in a moment of relaxation. Moments of relaxation, you don't want it to just be one moment, but when you're in an extended period of relaxation, that it is safe for your mind to manifest the things that you wish to see around you. So your affirmation, if you are resonating with this card, and I do want you to at the end of this video, this live video, if you're catching it live, but whenever you get the chance to, I would love if you left whatever angel number you feel connected to. So this affirmation is: I let go of all excuses for not improving my life. I let go of all excuses for not improving my life. I let go of all excuses for not improving my life. So I feel like it's very good because the number 4 card is about foundations and the inner work that you are doing to get to the shift, the major shift that is happening. And now that you're finally in the shift and embracing it, only up from here, right? So let's see what else you got, Spirit. What else do we have, Spirit? Okay, popping right out. Okay, so the number 1144, 1144. It's perfect. Okay. So a bunch of cards flipped over, but that's the top. Okay. Hello to the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Alright. Let's see. 1144 is the card of leveling up. Level up. And the best decisions are definitely made from a place of peace and stability. That's kind of the energy that I told you about, just the energy of deep breaths. When you're in the moments of like deep inhales, you're symbolizing, like I said, something to your body. And when you do that, you can finally go into a different mode, switch yourself into a different mode of peace and bliss, so that you're able to manifest the things that you are desiring. But let's still get into this. Check on your foundations. I said, did I just say that 4 was the number of like the foundations and the stability that you got from doing all of your inner work? And now that you have that, you're able to keep ascending. But also checking on if there are any needs that you may have been neglecting. And it also says, prioritize your inner work. So at new levels, there's always like a new ascension process and a new thing to go through, right? It's a new shift. So as you shift and change, that will be no one says like problems go away. It's a fun thing for humans to figure out our problems. So it's not about them going away. It's about you creatively understanding them better and creatively figuring out how to get around them, through them, whatever. So pour your whole heart into whatever it is you're working on. And I always say that your best thing that you should be working on is yourself, right? Because it's the thing that will pay out the greatest, right? And we promise, this card is your angels promising to you, right, that all the labor will pay off in the long run. So any positive adjustments that you can make right now to your habits will also help you cultivate a life of just greater happiness and rewards. So this card is all about, finding a center of stability and peace within yourself, doing the inner work. It doesn't always have to be hard, just it may just be revisiting work that you've already done and keeping that stability in the moments where it's hard. And also about breaking up stale routines in favor for like healing practices. So whatever it is that you're doing, that could be, just a great amount of change happening around you. So you may want to, update your routines and make sure that they're in alignment basically with who you are becoming and not who you were. I love that. And also putting your heart into whatever work you're proud of. So if it's yourself, if you're choosing to, have a new self-concept in the next 30, 90 days, whatever the case may be, um, the leveling up card is definitely for you because, you're at that time, of course. So your affirmation, if this is the one that you relate more to, you can put the number or the hashtag number, hashtag 1144 for the leveling up card. And your affirmation is, I level up my life by changing one thing at a time. I level up my life by changing one thing at a time. I level up my life by changing one thing at a time. So, I definitely feel like that's beautiful. Let's go ahead and get another, and another. Okay, we have the card 413. 413. All about synergy, synergy, synergy. Card 413. So if this is your card, then go ahead and put hashtag 413 if you're relating to that synergy energy. So this card is definitely one that is, sorry, I'm trying to find it. Just for you to recognize that everything is a cycle, and light and shadow is kind of like that same energy in line with the card with the flower of life on it above, because it's like that energy of everything is connected, the good and the bad, the day and the night, the light and the shadow. So it's all a balance, and no one is just one thing, nor are we lone islands. So let me say that again. No one is just one thing, like you're not just one human, nor are we lone islands. Like how you can see, of course, how the Macarpa is, or the flower of life, you can call it, but how it's all like connected at its points. It talks about that during that card, at how we're all points on that grid, of course. So you can even see that same energy, like different points on the card, and then it's like a ball like that the one is. So definitely this creation, all of this is establishes a network, of course, like we said in the card with that, like a network of mutual support in your communities. So creation begins with an idea, but it becomes infinitely more beautiful with collaboration. So this is a sign of strengthened bonds, of newly forged connections, and standing by your friends. So maybe you're haven't experienced friendship or true synergy, or things of that nature. Like you haven't been in the right frequency of individuals, and I definitely believe in that, because it's not like, oh, you have a hard time making friends or anything of that nature. It's definitely not that. Don't tell yourself that story. It's the energy of, finding people who are in the right frequency, just because we're all connected. The good and the bad, the night and the day, the shadow and the light. We still, it's not like a mishmash. Like it's not, there's order. So when you're looking at the yin and yang sign, the order is there. So the good and the bad is on two different sides while still being connected. So you don't have to be intertwined with the bad that you know is a part of the universe. You can be a part of the good side, and just in that energy of connecting with all that is on the good side as well. That's what synergy is about. You understand? So the energy of this card is like camaraderie, and being there for your friends, or someone being there for you through these changes, through these shifts, and maybe just finding the group of like people who really resonate with you. I feel like that's definitely like the energy, the card that is here for that Atlantis, energy that I mentioned. Because the meeting was definitely with a bunch of like highly spiritual individuals, so there was a lot of synergy and a lot of instantaneous friends being made, and just things of that nature, right? Because when you're in the frequency of someone who you're like having that synergy with, there's so many more deepened connections happening. and it makes it easier for you to like stand together with someone, right? So support networks and community growth. I feel like this goes in perfect tandem with both of these cards. Honestly, talking about just the interconnectedness and the um togetherness, but the ascension of the people that you're around. So as you level up and as you shift and as your frequency raises, you find people who are um in the frequency with you as well. And when you do that, like the community growth that you all have together, or just the support, it may not be every day because I get the feeling that you don't need to like talk to people every day. You may be busy, or just more of a relaxed personality, whatever the case may be. It's just like when you come together with this person or with these communities, whenever you do, you feel like so rejuvenated that you can go on for the next like 3 months, just like manifesting on like a manifesting streak and a manifesting high, because you are, it's like having that great brunch with like your friends, right? And like coming home and feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and then being able to, you know, clean up or do whatever weekend tasks and not feel tired, and then just keep going, planning for the week, and moving that and moving throughout your week, and you just feel better because you have that connectedness that every one of us needs, right? We need that energy of just being in some sort of synergy with a greater community that's around us, whether it's like physical or spiritual, or even we talked about in this card technology. So it may even be a technological community that you are building. But your affirmation for this card is, it will work out better than I could ever imagine. It will work out better than I could ever imagine. It will work out better than I could ever imagine. So I definitely believe in that. I definitely don't think there's a way for you to plan out all that will come to you. Like a lot of things will just happen in synchronistic ways. Let's get another card of this one before we go to tarot. Thank you, Spirit, for every card thus far. They've been perfectly on the match. What did you say? Okay. So we have the card of 8-8. I feel like this also, it's kind of the energy of like 8-8 is the card of rewards. 8-8, divine rewards. Also the energy of you're always reaping rewards. But if you look at the 8 on the side, it's the infinity symbol, right? So, I like that energy as well. Just to let you know that this card is definitely beautiful, but it's a blessing as well. And it's giving you like it's doing a vibe check on your own energy, right? Are you ready for the rewards that you're shifting into, the portals that you're walking into, the amazing things that you're doing for yourself spiritually, whether that just be like meditating, praying, journaling, affirmations, whatever you have really gravitated towards. I don't think that every spiritual ritual, like your ritualistic routines, right? They don't have to be the same as mine or as anyone else's. You can craft your own thing, but doing it routinely and staying in that energy of feeling good, it's like giving you an insight to where you are investing your energies and attention. So if most of your attention is, spent focused on the outside world and what the outside world wants from you, and caring about, other people's thoughts or whatever, this is the card that's letting you know that, hey, your energy and your attention is best focused on you. And then secondly, it's focused on people who are, just like-minded and in that same frequency as you are, right? Because where you place your energy or your focus in whatever area is the one that you will see incredible growth and abundance at this time. And this is another card reminding you that it is all connected and it loops back around. Just like this, having to draw this flower of life, right? You have to loop and loop and loop and go around, even if you're drawing the ankh that is on that card. reminding you how things are just divinely connected, and how you can definitely see increase in wealth if you put in the work, even if it's on a more material level or on a more spiritual scale as well. Either thing, whatever you wish to see more prosperity in, your reward is letting you know that you are gaining the reward. So, because you made the necessary shifts, because you decided that you wanted to level up, because you got in the correct energy and synergize with that and just like have that beautiful moment of harmony and synergy, you are able to get those rewards. Like I said, you really have that energy of success and prosperity. um it's all ahead, and it's all because, like I said, everything that you have been doing leading up to the reward. And this one does have affirmation as well, but I will give you that. um but I think a great affirmation that you can do just out within your days, I'll try to say this one more frequently, is like, all my actions are divine actions. All my actions are divine actions that are bringing me divine rewards. Something like that, just to let you know that you're not wasting your time if you're drawing in the park, or you're not wasting your time if you're going on a hike, or you're not wasting your time if you're working out and taking care of your body, or making some food for yourself, doing your laundry. I don't care what it is that you're doing for yourself. It is an investment into the greatest resource that you have, and that is you. So, if it's brushing your teeth, if it's just giving yourself like a steam in your face, for um, doing your hair, whatever it is, I promise you, your investments. People try to make self care or whatever like complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Number one, and number two, when you do anything for yourself, think of a divine reward being like dropped off or delivered to you, like an Amazon package. For taking care of yourself, you do see amazing things happening for you, and that is just life's prosperity. It's just a manifestation of your rewards of your hard work. That's what this card is all about. So whether it's actually hard, or whether it's just work that you have to do to maintain yourself and to maintain your life, whatever it is, you're getting the green light to continue your current path because of everything that you've done so far. And so just check in on wherever you're placing your energy, and letting you know that scarcity mindsets will restrict your rewards. So just don't squander your abilities, don't squander your talents. Allow people who are not in synergy with you to go away, and also even old versions of yourself, like I said about shift and leveling up. If you are into doing new habits for yourself, force yourself to stay in alignment with that, right? In order to get those rewards, because sometimes negative patterns will pop out in order to if you start to get scared. That's why I said deep breathing will be so essential for you at this time, because when you start to get scared, your breath starts to shorten up. Right? It's very quick. But when you breathe deeply, you're able to think clearly, think deeper, and just not be in a mood of scarcity. And if you are like short breath, short term thinking mode, that can lead you back to your old negative patterns. So your affirmation here is, I am working toward a more relaxed life. I am working toward a more relaxed life. I am working toward a more relaxed life. Thank you for the comments. Okay. I appreciate everything. So trying to get my little brush back, because now we have entered the moment of the brushing and the tarot. Are you ready? Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna get the cards that I pulled randomly. Like I said, I haven't even really looked at these cards, so whatever it is. Okay, perfect. Why is it so perfect? So we actually have 8 people on the live right now. 8 coming above this strength card and 8 there. So like, how many more messages do you need that this is your time, right? It definitely requires a different level of strength for you to be able to manifest what you desire. It does take a lot of will. It does take a lot of taming of the lion. So when you think about this card, even you can think about the good and the bad. So she's like the good, and he's like the bad, quote unquote. There's no good and bad, but let's play like we always do, right? So playing like we always do. The strength card, she is the taming of that bad part, quote unquote. So the bad part is like that lower side of yourself, right? So in order to get the rewards that you really desire, it's not about, taming the world. It's not about forcing the world to do anything. It's really about getting yourself into alignment. So strength is not about, outward strength. It's about, inward, an inward skill to restrain yourself. That's the strength, to restrain yourself. So we're talking about, shifting and new habits and leveling up, and right. So when you choose new habits for yourself, you have to make sure that there will be a real representation of our innermost desires and passions, right? So she kind of seems unaffected by the lion in like a negative way, of course, because she's demonstrating a strong sense of mastery over her instincts, of course. So the keys with the strength card are self-awareness, courage, self-mastery, determination, skills, like I said, restraining yourself, taming, the taming of the lion. And of course, above all else, it's like the confidence, right? It takes a lot of confidence to put your hand in a lion's mouth, of course. So, the message of this card is like is your strength and your courage will increase as you believe in yourself more. So, the more you do for yourself, and the more that you start to, let's say you have a plan to work out in a certain regimen, but let's say the last time you planned that it didn't go as well. Right now, when you start to act on this new plan, it shows a certain level of strength and a certain level of self-awareness and courage and self-mastery, that you're standing over yourself and you're saying, hey, no one is forcing me to go to the gym but me, and I am just showing a amount of confidence and restraint so that I am able to, manifest what I want. And this is not about anyone else. When you do that, you evolve so much more, and your rewards come at a higher amount, because this card is about the emergence of like your highest self. So the one that is like full of the grace, love, and compassion. So you're not being hard on yourself in order to stay on path. You're really just using your innermost desires, your innermost passions to help you like use your strength along this journey, because it does take, like I said, a lot of will to manifest and to stay on that same path, and it takes a lot of taming of the yin and the yang within yourself. So that yin or that yang energy, the one that really wants to go up and get it and wants to do everything that you set out to do yesterday, today. But there's a side of you also that's like, oh, I'm tired, let's do it tomorrow. Taming that part of you and like quieting it down and going ahead and doing what is necessary today is that is your amazing gift that you're giving to yourself through strength and self-mastery, and the reward that you receive is like will be so high as well. So you are definitely strong enough to navigate through any challenges and obstacles, a fact that emphasizes your ever-expanding consciousness and how it just keeps growing and growing through everything. So this is how this mostly comes from, like your strength mostly comes from understanding whatever is within you that is directly related to the ways that you have been harnessing your energy. So this leads to your spiritual growth and you being able to identify with different like the vibrational qualities of your thoughts. So remember, your thoughts, they come in, you are frequency. So your thoughts, they will come in on different frequencies. Sometimes you will have the thoughts, like I said, about, going up and getting it. And sometimes you'll have those thoughts of, oh well, I'll do it tomorrow. you know and so you have to be the one that is like, you have to continuously be in the energy of her, right? Of your higher self. You can even look at that like you are the lion, basically, and your higher self is like taming you. However you want to look at it, that gives you like that energy. I just think thinking of yourself from the highest place is obviously the best bet, because you're not limiting yourself, and you don't think that this is all you are, because you know that this is you and you're so much more. So when you do that, you can easily tame that smaller part of you, right? So think of that smaller part, because it's actually the reference that everyone makes. So your superconscious mind, and or subconscious superconscious mind is like the elephant to um your conscious mind, which is the ant, right? So you want to drop into that, or ascend to that energy of the higher self, the elephant self, the self that really remembers. It's great because elephants have great memory, right? So you want to ascend to that energy of the higher self that really remembers, that most confident side of you, and then that will be easier to master yourself. It'll be easier to do what you say that you will do when you say you will do it, right? Okay, so the next card we have is the Hermit. The Hermit card. Okay, the Hermit card is definitely all about, just being in that energy of serenity. You're on a spiritual quest, and even the card that's under the Hermit is the one about leveling up, right? So sometimes, in order to really level up, you have to have that energy of, like introspection and, just being alone, like, or solitude. So it's kind of like what I mentioned, like when you go out on like a great brunch with your friends, and after that you like kind of retreat into yourself, not retreat because you're like scared or anything, but just like turn into a place of just solitude, right? Because you got filled up, like being around the people that you really like and love, even one time, like even if it's like a family gathering. You don't need, and you have a really great time. That doesn't mean that you need to like move in with your family and live with them all again, and throw away everything like that that you've built by yourself. But it's all about coming together, allowing that to fill you up, where your the ashe that you are getting from everybody, your cup is overflowing so well that you'll be able to use it in whatever dark times. You can kind of see as like a lamppost, that energy, whatever dark times, it can get you through like those moments of like being alone, just recalling that fun time that you have, to let you know that you're never alone. It also gets you through to let you know that it's fine to be alone. There's nothing wrong with seeking out your own space and your own solitude. That is very helpful. And you won't experience the external distractions, because even if you plan an event with your friends, like later on, you'll understand that there is a energy that is there's an energy that you get to experience when you're all alone and you've committed to being there by yourself. So it's easy to it's easier to reach a state of illumination. Now that doesn't mean that you have to cut out the whole outside world, but the Hermit is encouraging you to seek your own inner sanctuary, to create your own inner sanctuary. But it's not saying to detach from, everything, right? It's just telling you to detach from the fleeting interferences that are not healthy for us in the long run. So this is the energy of Leo. This is the energy of Virgo. So Leo is more outspoken, more out there, out front type of energy, and the Virgo it definitely has like star power. Think of all of the stars that are Virgo. I won't even like go into all of them right now. I'll just give you like two of the biggest stars in music, let's say, are Virgos, which is like Beyonce and Michael Jackson, just like the two quickest names off the top of my head, right? So there is star power with the energy of the Hermit. It doesn't mean like that that you have to be like all alone and sequestered by yourself. If you like that, that's fine as well. But there's a such thing as being like, especially with the internet. So I think it's great that it came out on this one, because it's like technology has the ability to make a star out of any one of us right now. I promise you. If you somehow don't know that, look at just meme culture and just like all of that. That can really boost you. So you won't have to be like a star of the old days of like having to like be outside and maybe be surrounded with a bunch of people. If you're not comfortable with that, you definitely have the ability to make impacts just sitting in your house. Trust me. So the keys to this card is about spiritual quests. Definitely a deep spiritual quest that you're going like into yourself and then getting the information, coming out with it and giving it to other, because this card is also about wisdom, introspection, consciousness, solitude, meditation, retreat. So that's serenity. And you know that, like I said, there's nothing wrong with just seeking out your own space. I think you're able to do so much more when you do that. And moments of solitude offer new spiritual insights and revelations. So I think that you can definitely help people a lot higher when you just go into that solitude mode, and then retrieve whatever you need, and then once you alchemize it and understand it in a way, giving it to others, which will help them alchemize it and understand things, and be able to break free in their own right. Okay. So this energy describes a soul searching journey in the pursuit of truth, purpose, and harmony as well. This card, you may be waking up to a renewed spirituality that is illuminating your life in a fresh way. So like I said, we all deserve our own spiritual paths that maybe of course overlap with each other, but something that we've carved out specifically for us that feels fun and able to be continued daily, so that it's ritualistic and just things of that nature, that is able to, three qualities for a spiritual routine. It has to be ritualistic so that you can, do it every day. It has to be fun so that you feel encouraged to do it every day, and then it has to have that energy of, wisdom that comes from it. So you don't just want to do it, you want something to come from what you're doing as well, as we all do. So while introspection is definitely helpful to discern the truth, it does not mean that we have to close ourselves off entirely. It just helps us handle the world in a different way. So this card has its benefits as in that way. Hello to the chat. Appreciate you all. And this energy can indicate being connecting with people on a soul level rather than just on a low level, and also telling us to disconnect from the energies that aren't right, but also don't isolate ourselves. If you're don't become too isolated, take a moment to reconnect with nature. It'll be so amazing if you took that time that you spent with yourself, and don't just spend it in the house. Go out in the sun at least. I know it's been raining a lot. Let me know if it's been raining a lot where you are. But whenever the sun does come out very in very short bursts in the morning or something, just find the sun. If you're spending that time alone, it's always great to do it in nature. You definitely won't be alone then, because a bird or something to find you, okay? And just exploring the mysteries of the earth all around you. There's a lot to learn from just earth, and the way that even yesterday when I was doing it, I was watching a spider just build its web, and I thought about that in the context of my own self, and just everything that was basically coming into fruition, I guess, for me. So, or how I could build something like the way that a spider builds a web is pretty magnificent. So just seeing things that you may have walked over before or haven't thought about, which leads us to our next card, which is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. I just think when I see this card, I think about all of these wands flying in, a lot of eights here. Let me know. You're definitely connected with the number 8. I don't know how. Let me know where have you been seeing it or how you've been seeing it. But the 8 of Wands is the 8. That is letting you know that there's a venture and change happening, of course. So as you are working on your magic and things of that nature, that creative force within you that you are using, and you're also doing a lot of planning, you know that there will be manifestations coming highly, of course. So this card is a strong feeling of movement, and this is beyond the initial stages, of course, but the final outcome has not become clear. So this is like you're way past the beginning with the work that you've done, because you've been strong, you've continued on your path, and you have that energy of the 8 of Wands, which is like adventure, change, new success coming to you. The card that this is the card of movement. There could also be some collaborations coming up, and also successful timing just happening, where it's like right place, right time, everything of that nature, and just receiving great news. This card is about just movement, news, everything like happening swiftly in a positive direction, and at the great timing. Like you have done whatever work that has whatever actions, whatever transitions that needed to take place, whatever news needed to come out has happened. So right now you are a creative force that requires, your personal attention. All of your creative energies requires your personal attention that you are, taking back from the world. And this is the kind of energy that lights a fire under you and is forcing you to make things happen. So if life has been feeling overwhelming, it's like this card is telling you a positive change is positively happening and is possible for you, right? So you don't have to get down on your luck. It just may be possible that you are dividing your energies or dividing your efforts. So think about all of these cards. They may not be in the same. Oh, sorry. Think about all of these wands. They may not be all at the same length, coming in at the same time or anything like that, but they're all going in the same direction, which helps with force. Think about a flock of birds. They all fly in the same, synergy energy, right? Which is this card is under the card over the card's energy. But it's that energy of coming, coming together, right? And it's the coming together of efforts, and intentions and actions, right? So your effort and your actions and your intentions are all aligned with this one specific task or goal, and there's nothing that you can accomplish when you do that. This is definitely the card of self-direction, determination, and again, the level of confidence that comes from this card is like that strength card as well. But this card's confidence comes from a different place. It comes from a place of clarity, of vision, and of drive. And I say that because the strength card, it comes out, and it's the card that is it comes out like the strength card is the card that you use when you're beginning a journey, before you've gone on the journey. So it takes a lot of strength to start this journey, and you have to tame that inner self of you, like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And once you tame that self, you continue as your higher self is like, no, I'm going to take you on this journey, and we're going to do it today because I said we're going to do it today, right? So once you do that, once you finally do that, you may find that some things start to leave you on this journey. You may go into a hermit mode. People that's out of energetic harmony with you will go away. That's fine as well. But as you continue to move on, you will step into a new level of confidence, and it'll be a confidence through doing. So it's not just a confidence that comes to you just through the confidence of you trusting, right? It's a confidence, there's a strength from trusting, yes, and then when you have that, you can just definitely letting you know that this is highlighting a positive success happening through whatever cooperation of the universe and through just your strength that you have shown through just trusting yourself. So even more than anything else, it's definitely a time to be decisive and courageous. So let's get one last card. It's a great reading, by the way. Let me know you're enjoying it by hitting that like button. Last card we have is the World card. So the World comes out with the reward. Reward. The world. The world. Reward. Okay. Also coming out. So this is like the World card, which is all about, like your ascension happening. Even if you look at the Atlantean card, that's this one on this side. That one talked about, just progress as well. So when you are in a different vibration, you definitely progress at a different speed. Ascension. Just because of even with this card, it lets you know, the Eight of Wands card lets you know that new opportunities are here, and that's the card being double up with the World card, because the World card is all about the new opportunities that you get. I love this card because it's kind of like its own theme, because she's like this is the portal that she's like moving through, and as she does, there's new opportunities there as well as clarity and completion. She's in like the full circle, which is like a energy of completion. The energy of success as well is here, and the energy of triumph. So the energy of success and triumph, I kind of look at it. So I love the symbolism of this card, and you can literally look at this card in so many ways. But I always look at like the X's that are on the circle that is around her, which is like, not only are you in a whole new world, but the place that you left and the place that you're walking into is so different that right now the energy that you're in is solidified. So this is like an unbreakable circle to me because of the X's that are there that are so strong. It's like it's bonded, where you can't just, one little action won't undo all of the hard work that you've done, or all of the spiritual growth that you have felt, or all of the completion that you have tapped into, or just all of the, that's a certain level of ascension and spiritual growth that, like I said, no one can really take that away from you. And that's the energy that you're within, right? And so since that's your energy, it's like a new level of celebration, because you know that nothing is going to undo what you've done. So yes, you can celebrate with that, but we also have this energy of everything has come full circle. You've entered a period of resolution and enlightenment, and also you can recognize like this is the culmination of all of your efforts and your hard work. So while it's not the end of your journey, it's always a great time to acknowledge and celebrate all of your accomplishments, right? So it's never really an end. It's just like a continuation and like a graduation to a new level, a new shift, a new paradigm. And for every new portal that you have the courage to walk through, you get new rewards. For every new level you have the courage to play at, you get new clarity, right? New opportunities, new things like that. So letting you know you are rising to a new level of excitement and spiritual fulfillment. And that gives you a better understanding of your place in the universe. You're one of the points, of course. I love the points. Talking about in the flower of life, you're one of those. So, anything that you are going through gives you like that better understanding, and you are growing through a place of experience. So I said, there's a different level of confidence that comes through you having experienced the experience like the ascension firsthand through, just everything that you've had to do, you experiencing it in that way. It does like add a because you're such a powerful co-creator of your own story. So now you understand like whatever choices that you have made, and you understand them from a different way, and understanding how they affected your karmic path. So a new stage of your journey is beginning right now. And of course, with that, you can always expect, like I said, opportunities, and continue to celebrate your accomplishments. Like I said, also, just through this time, there will be so much more enlightenment and clarity. And that comes from, just having those moments of contemplation with the Hermit card as well. So, you know, some great questions to ask is just like, how will I ascend now to the next stage of my spiritual journey? Am I able to recognize all of my accomplishments and celebrate my story? Ask yourself that. And how has my perspective changed from this new place of elimination? Okay, so we have now reached the end of the reading. I think it was a great reading today. Let me know if you're enjoying the longer readings, of course. I definitely had a great time. Just giving you all the wisdom that is, flowing down all the time through me and through you all as well. I'm sure you feel it, but it's just a reconfirmation of everything that you have been already feeling and ascending through. All of my videos are just like a confirmation on top of your spiritual confirmations to let you know that no, you're not alone, and no, you're not, just thinking something up or dreaming something up, that, a lot of things are really happening for you. And they continue to happen as you continue to walk through these new portals, even though they may be scary or unfamiliar or unknown. You are the bravest one to do it and the best one to do it. So, you, yes, you. I love doing this. So just let me know if you are enjoying it as well. That would be very helpful. Let me know which one of the intro numbers you related to. Anything that you would like to comment.